Hey, I'm Scott, and I'm an American in Bangkok, and today we're going to do a little bit something different, but do me a favor, please smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already done so, look down in the description, there's a host of ways you can follow me, contribute to the channel, so let's get right into it here. Today we're going to talk a little bit about messages I've received on YouTube, and some of them, well, let's just get into it right away. For this video, this was the Michelin-starred restaurant in Bangkok's Chinatown. This restaurant, joke, one table, I was very happy to go to. It's a Michelin-starred restaurant, or it was. I think it's 2021, 2022. Very good restaurant. So this person writes to me and says, unfortunately, the Michelin-starred restaurant system has become totally meaningless and often scammy in Asia because it seems that every other meaningless and often scammy in Asia because it seems that every other place now has a Michelin rating and many of those places serve overpriced garbage. Well, the meal I had, I thought it was a little overpriced, but I didn't think it was garbage. It was quite good. Clearly, Michelin has hoed itself out and ratings are bought and paid for. I even saw a Michelin-starred street kebab stand in Aso a few years ago. The Michelin-starred rating scam is not just in Thailand, but also in Vietnam and probably all other restaurants in Southeast Asia, but not yet confirmed. Listen, if you want to find out if something is Michelin-starred, you go to their website. That will tell you. In contrast, in the U.S., you rarely see Michelin-star rated restaurants. And let's be honest, when it comes to high-quality food, including variety of and standards of food quality and service, the U.S. is at the top of the list if you're talking about the top 10 cities. Okay, whatever you say, buddy. Of course, there will be some places that will be rated high and worthy, and it looks like you lucked out, although I'm willing to bet the price was on the high side for the quality. The quality was quite good. Now, I would say that the price was a little bit high, but maybe that's just me, okay? I mean, it was 1,500 baht for the crab. I know crab is rather expensive. At a restaurant, it's going to be even more expensive. So, crab that I buy somewhere and maybe I pay $30 or $40, it might be $100 in some places. Really. But the place where I went, it was about 45 bucks. I didn't think it was all that bad. Wasn't great. Would have been nicer if it was 25 bucks, but you know, it wasn't. Okay. Of course, let's see here. Where am I at? Here's what I like. Of course, there will be some places that will be rated high and worthy, and it looks like you lucked out, although I'm willing to bet the price was on the high side for the quality. They do have to pay for the Michelin rating, after all. No, they don't. I don't know where you got that from. It's hogwash. Michelin stars are not paid for, period. The restaurant doesn't even know the person going in there who they are. They don't know the evaluators and who's giving the ratings. I don't know where you get your information. Maybe off of YouTube, I don't know. I think you lucked out, so good on you. It would suck to overpay and have bad food. The food was not bad at all. It was very, very good. And as I said, I thought it was a little bit on the high side. I paid a little more than I thought I was going to pay, but okay, whatever. I'd be curious to know the cost and whether you think it was a reasonable value. Now, clearly this person, and this always irks me, the person did not watch the video all the way through because I have the price at the end of the video. I think it was $28.50, which is about $80, $85. So I paid $80 to $85 for, I think it was 4 or 5 dishes, rice, and yeah, I paid $85, and it's supposedly Michelin starred. Okay, maybe it's not Michelin starred right now, but it was. So I just wanted to check it out. To me, the price was a little bit high, but now looking back, I'm glad I went there. I'm happy I went. I tried it out. All right. Next, that one came from Ava Investment Analytics. This one is from Philippines Bound 42. I always like this, that when they have the title and bound is in the title. Thailand bound, Philippine bound, Vietnam bound. What happens when you get there? When you finally get there, are you bound to go there now, or what? I don't understand it. Anyway, this one comes from the video 7 Myths About Thailand That Foreigners Still Believe. Lots of women... Oh, now this one, I like this comment. I'll say that. Lots of men working the 9-to-5 grind in the West. Okay. Want to believe there is... They want to believe... I like it how people... They don't know when to put the period in their sentence. They just have a sentence and there's no periods at all, no commas, no nothing. All right. Lots of men working the 9-to-5 grind in the West that want to believe there is some perfect paradise in Asia. I'm here to tell you, there is no perfect paradise. There are a lot of really great places, and there are places that you can have a smidgen, a glimpse of paradise for, it might be a couple of days, it might be a couple of weeks, but eventually you're going to have to come down to earth. There is no utopia. There is no paradise 100% where you're like, oh my God, this is paradise. Listen, paradise for me, I don't even want to say what it is, but, if I had paradise, people would be going out of their minds, because paradise to me is not the same as paradise to some other people's. If there was paradise, there would be no pollution. There would be no air pollution. There would be no water pollution. There would be no ground pollution. All the fish would still be in the sea. There'd be plenty of fish. It wouldn't be overfished. There'd be all kinds of things going on. Where beer is 50 cents and the ladies all want them. That's never going to happen. All the ladies just about never want someone all the time. They need that dream to get through their normal shitty existence. That I agree with. A man needs a dream so they don't eat a shotgun. Even if that dream isn't based on reality. And the older that you get, the more that you realize it's just a dream. Sometimes your dream will come true. Sometimes it won't. Now, what I would say is, I had a mission. I decided, hey, I have this business, it's worth money. I'm going to sell it. I'm going to get money for it, and I'm going to leave, and I will live in Thailand for a year, and then I have money when I go home. I just start right back up. Boom, I'm in business, no problem. It didn't work out that way because I came here, and, I've lived here for 30 plus years now, and some things just don't work out the way that you think they will. All right, this one's from Rick Shabin. 7 Myths About Thailand That Foreigners Still Believe. Another one. I agree with everything you say. From my own observations, a loser will always be a loser no matter where in the world they go. Well, that's pretty much true, but losers can become winners. You can learn to grow and progress and become a better person. Same goes for winners. Winners will always be winners, and I don't think that's necessarily true, but okay. You can't run away from yourself. Very true. The song says sometimes you can run 10,000 miles and still stay where you are. Harry Chapin. In Thailand, you can never be more than a second-class citizen in a third-world country. First of all, this country is not considered a third-world country anymore. I don't know why people seem to think that. It's not. It might have been third world 30 years ago. It's not third world now. It is a developing nation, and it's almost to the point where it is a developed nation. But let's say it's just a developing nation. Okay? Some of the things here are much better than in the United States. I mean, listen, internet here is fantastic. The train service in Bangkok, fantastic. It's quite good. banking, payments, QR codes, that sort of thing. Excellent here. I don't see a lot of those things in the United States. Now, I haven't lived there in a long time, but I'm just saying. And also, you're not necessarily a second-class citizen, but you are viewed as being different. Sometimes you get treated with so much respect. I mean, I've been treated with respect by all kinds of people. I've had generals and take me out to dinner and treat me fantastically. I've had world champion boxers serve me food because they're younger than me, and it's in their culture, it's a polite thing to do. I've had all sorts of things happen, so I don't really feel like a second-class citizen. I mean, you know, unless I get it depends on what kind of a bind you're in, but generally I don't get myself into those kind of binds. It's what you make of it. Thank you very much. That's very true. Nobody is going to give you anything. Even the girls working in hotel reception have mostly been to university. Yeah, all right. I soon realized that they were cleverer than me. You mean more clever than me? I don't know about that, but that's not saying a whole lot. I mean, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I don't look at it like they're more clever than me. I would say maybe there are some out there that are more clever than me, and I can guarantee you there are some that are not as clever as me. No offense, I'm just saying. I have confidence in myself. Some socially lacking people try and hide behind the cultural differences to blag their way through. Okay, I guess. But Thais will soon see through you. When the UK taxman is finished thrashing me, I will be in Bangkok in April and will say hi if I see you at the mall. Choke D. Okay. Now, this one comes from a guy named Neil Bagelstein 123. And I kind of question his mindset. Thailand versus Cambodia versus the US, a real expat comparison. The biggest and the only problem in the US, this is what he says, is the lower wages compared to the astronomical cost of living. That's it, no other issues. So I wrote him back and I said, I dare say there are a hell of a lot more issues than just the cost of living. There is the declining education system, the declining infrastructure, political polarization, the healthcare cost and the system itself, immigration crisis, which is now being fixed, thankfully, rising loneliness, depression, and isolation among not only men, but some women, but men, more so than ever, declining birth rates, excessive focus on social media and virtual interactions over real life. Those things tend to be problems, and I haven't even got to all the other problems that are there. Every country has problems, even Thailand. So he wrote me again about ranking Asia, Southeast Asia 2025, where should expats live? He wrote me again, and he wrote, they should stay home unless they have lots and lots of money. Well, first of all, what is lots and lots of money? To a Thai person, you might tell them $100,000 and they say, oh yeah, I'll live the rest of my life for that. And some of them can and will. But for many people, they're not going, that might be, to me, a lot of money is at least $10 million. Now, you don't have to have $10 million to live in Thailand. You don't even have to have $1 million. You don't even have to have $100,000. I came here with $10,000. And like $1,500 a month. That's what I came here on. What's wrong with that? You can live quite well. You can live comfortably if you're smart. Now, I wasn't very smart in the beginning, but okay, I still made it somehow. So, I'm sorry. I'm saying, I call that false. Once again, we have Harry Pixels. 7 myths about Thailand that foreigners still believe. The biggest myth for me is that Thailand is a laid back, slower pace of life. In the cities, it's likely far more stressful than your boring town in America or Europe because of traffic and how they drive, and even in the rural areas, you're exposed to burning and loud music, motorbikes, roosters, dogs, etc., all of which cause stress. If you want a slow pace of life and to be left in peace, I think it would be easier to find it in the Western countries. And I wrote back to him, seriously, I don't think so. Thailand is far more laid back in my opinion, although I haven't worked in the US for more than 30 years. In some cities, traffic can be problematic, definitely. I don't hear a lot of loud music, not very often. And if I do, it's from a truck or a van promoting a product driving by, or someone like selling fruit and vegetable or whatever. And that's only for not more than about a minute or two. Dogs, I almost never hear. Even when I'm in the small cities, I mean, I may hear a dog bark once in a while, but that's it. They don't bother me. I mean, maybe I just don't hear them. I don't know. But roosters in the smaller cities, in the villages, yes, you can hear them. But guess what? I'm up early in the morning. I beat the roosters up most of the time. So do they stress me out? Definitely not. I wake up by 5 a.m. every day. And seriously, they just don't bother me. Sometimes I hear them in Suratani down by our house, but not very often. The cicada, those are more of a problem for me. I don't like the way they sound. They're irritating. You know, it's a non-stop shrill. So he says, I'm from Colorado and I only lived in Chiang Mai and around the north. It's more stressful for me doing anything in Chiang Mai than my hometown in Colorado. I don't know why. Honestly, I don't find Thailand stressful at all. I had to move out to the mountains. It got so bad, yet people are still coming to Chiang Mai for a relaxed pace of life. I wouldn't go to Chiang Mai for a relaxed pace of life. I know what it is there. And I know that in the city center, in the city itself, there's a lot of people. I don't want to be around all those people. And a lot of them are tourists. Chinese, Indians, Russians, Americans, Brits, whatever. I just don't want to be around them. I think they're just relaxed because they're not working here, LOL. I honestly can't say I've ever been stressed out here other than the times I don't have much money and when my kids were born. All the things you talk about can be worked around or ignored. How long have you been here? So he writes back, 10 months a year for 20 years now, but only in the north, and most of that in and around Chiang Mai. I moved out to the mountains 2 years ago to escape the stressful city life. By the way, that video you did of the guy down in the south is a friend of my uncle's. Okay. They built his property together until he left some years ago to be near the ocean. All right, now we have another guy here, Bad Joe. 7 myths of Thailand that foreigners still believe in. For some reason, he felt the need to write this, or they felt, she felt, I don't know who it is. Thai men are beautiful. I don't really need to know that. I mean, you know, listen, good for you. I'm glad you find them beautiful, but I don't particularly even think about that. But if you do, good for you. I hope you have fun with them. But anyway, that's all I have. I mean, it's just a few comments, but I like those comments. And I hope you liked them too. So until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Chok di leo jerkin mai. That's good luck and see you again. Don't forget, you can send me a Dear Scott letter at anamericaninbangkok@gmail.com, or you can write me and ask me for a consultation. Anyway, thank you and take care of yourself.